Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Sagar, I'm still on your line. We've got an amazing show today.
We have an amazing show today. We got Bob Cusack, Hill's editor-in-chief. We've got a Republican congressman from Tennessee, Adam Green, an Elizabeth Warren supporter. He's going to tell us why Krystal is wrong. And all that coming up today on Rising. Krystal, what's on your radar?
Well, another day, another delightful selection of Wall Street donors panicking about the direction of the Democratic Party pairs beautifully with a full-bodied wealth tax and a side of rent control. God bless CNBC for providing a consistent venue for these little Wall Street freakouts. So here we go. Wall Street Democratic donors warn the party will sit out or back Trump if you nominate Elizabeth Warren. Ah, yes. In the grand tradition of Democrats like Donnie Deutsch, who spends every morning talking about how much he hates Trump, only to go on and proclaim that he would support Trump over Bernie, these Wall Street donors just can't stomach the idea that the Democratic Party might not be 100% their plaything. All right, from the article, here's the money quote. You're in a box because you're a Democrat and you're thinking, I want to help the party, but she's going to hurt me, so I'm going to help President Trump. They may tax us? Heavens no. I was all in for the woke signaling, but what if I have to switch from private to NetJet? The humanity! Seriously though, this quote is everything. Every single word is worth savoring. Let's start from the beginning. You're in a box because you're a Democrat. Now, it should be a source of deepest shame and horror to any real Democrat that these people ever saw themselves in the party. Thanks a lot, corporate Dems, for ever inviting them into the tent. Say it with me, folks. I welcome their hatred. Needless to say, if you are thinking of backing the guy who orphans children at our border because your taxes might go up, you are probably not really a Democrat, or at least not a Democrat in any sense of what I would like that word to mean. Next up in our glorious quote, I want to help the party. I think our friend Ryan Grimm over The Intercept covered this portion quite effectively in this tweet. These ghouls wanted to help the party the same way Ebola wants to help your body. Devour it, ditch the carcass, and move on to the next host. Love that. Yes, they want to help the party sell on to the highest bidder and prioritize cutting Social Security. You know, guys, we're good on that. Thanks, though. And finally, she's going to hurt me, so I'm going to help President Trump. Now, this line is maybe the most telling of all. First of all, these people don't socialize with one single person who supports Bernie Sanders. They probably only interact with Sanders supporters as service underlings rather than actual human beings. So it has never occurred to them that Bernie could possibly win. Can you imagine that freak out? They might actually threaten to leave the country and not just the party if they actually thought Sanders might be president. Warren, who's risen by promising to be a team player and putting in her phone calls to HRC, that Elizabeth Warren is terrifying enough for them. And dear God, their daughter supports Warren. Their wife has a friend who supports Warren, and deep down they know their wife is really lying to them about her support for Pete Buttigieg. The thought that anyone in their small circle supports radical ideas like, not destroying the planet is almost too much to bear. It's really a bind these poor Wall Street donors find themselves in. They may be sneered at Davos if they back Trump, but they may have to slightly subsidize a poor person's health care if they back the Democrat. It's really a Sophie's Choice type of scenario. So look, guys, I think you owe it to yourself to start a new party where all 0.1% of you can congregate. You can do just enough good to feel good, but not enough good to actually be good. You can go to convenings like this one described in maybe my favorite tweet of all time. Just got back from the centrist rally. Amazing turnout. Thousands of people holding hands and chanting, better things aren't possible. You can hire pollsters to test attacks on Medicare for all to your heart's content and fantasize about the secret majority which will be galvanized by cutting the debt. And by all banding together in one small, completely ineffectual, powerless party, you can leave the rest of us alone to actually get some shit done. And by the way, in a totally unrelated news item that surely has nothing to do with everything I was just talking about, inequality has now surged to its highest level in history. Honestly, guys, looks to me like you've already accomplished your mission here. Time to pack it up and move on. R.I.P. Democratic Wall Street donor. I just love this existential threat of the idea of like a wealth tax or whatever.
They all said this crap about Trump. They're like, if Trump wins, we're out. We're going to fund. they'll all fall in line when the time comes. That's actually what
I wish they wouldn't.
I don't even.
I wish they
know.
wouldn't.
Yeah, same. I'm like, I honestly kind of wish you guys would just like be gone,
Right.
like, form your third independent party or whatever.
You've got
But no.
Howard Schultz who can lead it. I mean, it's all,
All right,
there
listen,
for you.
I watched this all, like I said, I watched it all happen in 2016. They all said the same thing about Trump, and they all donated to the Trump campaign, the Trump inaugural, and they're all at the
they're
Trump
all
finance
on
board,
board.
and half of them working in the White House
He
now.
cut their
So,
taxes and followed the Paul Ryan agenda.
yeah,
They're good
there
to
you
go.
They're fine. So I anticipate the same thing to happen again. this time.
Indeed. Next up on Rising, Hill's editor-in-chief Bob Cusack tells us the latest in the Ukrainian whistleblower case.
And we talk about a super intriguing California House race between two controversial figures. All of this next.